Hello everybody. Hello. It's me. It's Mikey. Hello, Mikey.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's you. You
Hi.
need to talk. Otherwise, I'm just talking to myself, and I do that too often during the day. I lose my sanity
You're
points.
fine.
No one usually
You're
tells me that, Mikey.
That you're sane? No, they wouldn't.
No, that I'm fine, which kind of dribbles into you're sane. They're never like, Andy, you're fine, right? I know. No. We're gonna do some Moonbase 2 in today. We got some Transformers news. Actually, more than I thought. More than I thought.
I didn't think there was a lot this week, and then I was just looking at it and just like, oh, there is a bit more.
Yeah, and 2 bits of I'd say interesting stuff to talk about, which I didn't list again. Just saying. Really annoying when that happens, but yeah. Again, this is why I have Mikey to help me out when I miss importante stories. Excuse me. So thank you, Mikey. Good, Mikey. Shall we get recording, Mikey? Shall we get the podcast rolling? Shall I hit music?
Yes.
All right, I will begin to play the music. Oh, also, hello everybody on YouTube and Twitter. Hope everybody's doing well today. The evening, whatever time it is where you be. Transformers, isn't it? Ooh, lads.
Transformers in it.
Lads. Yeah, you heard. Say it.
I heard in it.
You don't want to say lads?
No, it's really more of a British thing.
Oh, fuck's sake.
What's the Irish? Insinuating I should say it is quite racist.
What's the Irish equivalent of lads?
We don't have one.
No. There must be like an Irish equivalent of like football yobby language where they're like, oh, come on, guys, let's get together. And, ooh, lads. There must be.
We just get together and watch football and get drunk. We do not have a lads.
Oh, you're missing out. Where's the... no, there must be some kind of friendship camaraderie, kind of woo-woo language.
Oh, no, we have. Also, we don't watch football. We watch GA.
GA?
Gaelic Athletic Association.
Oh, my God.
So we don't have... we go to GA matches. We don't go to soccer matches.
Soccer?
Yeah.
What is this, fucking America?
We have Gaelic football, which is real football. You have soccer, which was invented by the Greeks.
No, we have football. Where you use your feet. You don't use your fucking socks. You don't use your fucking socks to move the ball.
Right, now, hang on. Wait. You use everything but your hands, which means you use your body. So really, it's volleyball.
Well, then call it volleyball. Don't call it soccer.
No, it's soccer. Soccer is a way of acknowledging it's not football.
No socks are used in the movement of the ball. You don't take your socks off and start hitting the ball. Definitely don't do that, I think.
And yet, everyone's wearing socks.
Use your feet, though. Use your feet to kick that ball. Don't use your socks to kick that ball. American Mikey. That's right, yeah. You got nothing now, do you?
No.
Oh.
I was just looking. It'd be also, you're a dickhead. Soccer, they say soccer is an American word. It's a British word.
No, it's an American word. You read it.
Soccer originated in the late 19th century in England.
Oh, wow. There you go. Football.
So, to differentiate between it was the terms were shortened. The terms are rugger and soccer to differentiate between rugby football and association football. Rugby football being just rugby, and association football being soccer.
Football. No one
so
says
you
soccer.
say rugby,
yeah,
but you do not say soccer, despite the fact they are both.
No, you say football because it's fucking football, innit? If you say soccer in a pub, you'll get glassed. You'll get glassed, especially if it's Scotland.
I lived in England for 10 years.
Did you go into pubs and say soccer?
Yes.
I do not believe you went into pubs and said soccer loudly to people who were watching the football.
No, I just grabbed people that were walking into the Edinburgh Kingdom Royal in Portsmouth and screamed into your face, "Soccer!" and walked off.
You were playing a risky business game there, Mikey. Jesus Christ. Hey, XL Hedge, welcome.
Holding up a rugby ball and yelling football.
XL Hedge just said wool. I don't know why. Woolworths? Wool is... Are you insinuating Mikey farms Irish sheep? Is that the insinuation here? Because Mikey's Irish, he has a sheep farm. Oh my God.
Japanese sheep ladies. I don't farm those either.
You don't have watames in your back garden.
Why do you have watermelons?
Oh, well, that's kind of unique. You could probably technically grow a watermelon into a watermelon, couldn't you? Because they're quite malleable. Like I've seen people like the Japanese love their square watermelons, really prized. So you could probably grow one into a mold, right, and it sort of turn out into a similar shape, right?
I think it's doable.
Yeah. Oh man, they should do that. They could make Hololive would make a lot of money by doing that.
No.
Especially with vegetables, fruit in Japan being as expensive as they are.
Oh yeah. But sorry, just like I had YouTube open, I was just going to close it, and it just says, by science insanity, mix the different types and styles of mechs in sci-fi, and I'm just like, no. I bet that is missing out on so fucking much. I'm just scrolling through now. Let's see, Metal Gear.
Okay.
Armored Core. Metal Gear Armored Core. Mm-hmm. That is more realist. That's no, that is Gundam. Metal Gear.
Which Gundam?
It was Seed.
Oh no.
So, wow, this is, shall we say, a limited examination of the mecha genre.
It's the most obvious, right? It's the most obvious.
No, because it's missing like half the most obvious things, which are the super robots.
Oh, I see. Well, maybe they're not scientific, so I don't know.
They didn't say scientific; they said mecha.
Oh, I thought you mentioned scientific. My apologies. Excel
said it's called Science Insanity.
Okay, that's where my confusion came from. Excel Hedge says, as an American, my fellow Americans are too dumb, and American football is football by default, and international football is soccer. They would confuse the two if they didn't have the different names. That's fair. It's sad.
I'm not arguing that Americans aren't dumb.
Damn, Mikey. You haven't even started the show yet. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. I said woo, Andy, woo. No, is that meant to be an exclamation mark? On my chat, it looks like an L. Yeah, it looks like an L.
Are you secretly a sheep?
Oh, maybe.
Is it like in your soul? Is it just sheep?
Oh. Maybe it's wolf in sheep's clothing kind of affair. I don't know. Mikey, music time?
Yeah.
All right, music time. Let's roll, boys.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Decayed Andy, and I'm joined here by the woolly boy himself. It's Mikey. Hello, Mikey.
Late if you love it.
Is it shearing season, Mikey? Do I have to get out my shearers and cull your fluffy hide?
Oh, God.
Do I have to force you down onto the ground and shave you? Come on, boys. It's the local shaving of Mikey. Get him tied up.
You have to herd your Mikey into the pen. They resist frequently. It can be very dangerous.
Oh my God. Is it like what the Running Man where you're running and it's just a horde of different people are trying to capture you, but you as the wily Mikey has to evade them at all turns. You Tusk, but Mikey. And then you could meet Chief O'Brien and have a great old time, and you could turn invisible, which would be pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah, what a good time. Hey, we're here to talk about Transformers this week. Not about getting Mikey ready for summer, as far as I'm aware. Mikey, you doing well this week?
Not too bad.
Hey, good. Excellent. The summer's coming. I'm not looking forward to it. I plan to melt over the summer season. I'm sure you do too. Yeah?
I look forward to soloing the show for a while.
Hey! Yeah, well, I'll try not to die, but we'll see how it goes. Hello, everybody in chat. We say again, welcome to the listeners as well who are listening to this in the future. So, we may as well get the ball rolling with the crappy news, potentially, depending on how you feel about this. It's Transformers Rise of the Beasts promotional Oreos found in Peru. Do you like Oreos, Mikey? I do. I think Oreos are pretty nice.
I don't think I've ever had an Oreo.
You never had an Oreo? Oh, they're quite nice. I think they're all right, at least. So what do these special Oreos entail? They are simply Oreos, but they've been branded like a cow, I imagine, with the Autobot insignia, the Fallen insignia, or the Maximal insignia, or the Decepticon insignia. I was kind of hoping it would be a little bit more dumb, you know, with them like attempting to do a biscuit version of Optimus Prime's face. Or like, Wheeljack's face. Wheeljack's face with the ears and without the ears on each side. Because I'm sure that would make people mad. And that would amuse me. Obviously, this isn't a super important story. It's always fun to see stupid food products, though. I hope there are people out there who will get these things, Mikey, and never eat them. And then 30, 40 years later, someone will be like, I'll buy one of those for £100 of however many pounds you'll spend on an Oreo and try and eat them and maybe explode. I don't know. I don't think these are like...
I was going to say, that's a dark road you're asking people to take.
Well, they do think that on Twinkies, like, don't they legitimately like last a long time just because of how they're made and they're basically just sugar? I think they do last like stupid amount of time.
They do. They last an unhealthy amount of time.
Maybe the same for Oreos. I don't know. They'd just be very soft when you get them, I guess. Yeah. Oh, my friend, Matt, who I went to WrestleMania twice with, I can't remember if he still has this, but he did have a WrestleMania 20, because he went to WrestleMania 20. He had a WrestleMania, I think it was WrestleMania 20 or 21 cookie. And he had that cookie for a very long time. Like a very, very long time. Because it was just a cookie, but it had like like marzipan. You know the stuff they put on like cakes, the icing stuff. It was just that with the logo of the event on. And I was like, you gonna eat that? He was like, yeah, no, I think it looks cool. And I was like, ooh, okay. I'm seeing him on Tuesday. I'll need to ask him if he still has it. Oh, yeah, if he does, I'll ask him to take a picture of it and I'll put it on Twitter. And I'll be like, yeah, that's a very old cookie. Yeah, that would be an old cookie because WrestleMania 20 was like 2007 or something like that. It's a while ago. Mikey, what do you think of Transformer Oreos?
I'm sure these must have happened before.
I mean, not these specific ones, but I know what you're saying. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm sure they have potentially. It doesn't seem like you want to.
This is their chance for Terracons and Maximals.
That's true. It sounds like you don't really want to take a big bite out of the story, Lamau.
I don't think I'd go out of my way to acquire these.
Okay, well, I mean, you'd have to order them in from Peru, which seems a bit extreme. Until they hit America, assuming they do.
Yeah, I like how the story was reported by Oreo.
That's Mr. Oreo to you, or Mrs. Oreo. They are the prime target of Oreo-related news, I'll have you know.
Is Peru about to have like a wealth of Transformers fans just running down there to buy Oreos now?
I imagine there was just an Oreo mine, you know, where they get the biscuit from, you know, down in the depths of the Peruvian mining facilities. It's like the ruby mines of Burma, but this time instead of rubies, they're just Oreo cookies. So imagine that scene where Megatron's throwing the ruby crystals in the air. They're just Oreos instead.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It makes as much sense as Megatron using crystals that apparently store energy to fuel his ship. Because I don't think that's how that works. I don't know. I'm not a scientist or a robot.
Crystals are an energy and data storage device.
We've still never got there. I'm still waiting for my crystals.
They're working on it at the moment. They're trying to use quartz to see how much data they can store.
Oh, really?
Already beaten out solid state drives.
Oh, that's really cool. I'm looking forward to my crystal palace. We're gonna live in Superman Fortress of Solitude buildings in the future. It's gonna be great. Stupid crystals.
I always loved them in SG1 where like, okay, we need to do something with all the Ghoul tech and it's all just like open the panel. Here's like 6 different colored crystals. If I move this one left to right, wow, what about this crystal? And just like, you have no idea what you're doing.
I love the fact I remember in like some of them they would always be like, oh, which one do I change? The short blue one. I changed it with the long green one. Like, oh yes. I look forward to engineers.
That's an efficient system.
I look forward to engineers in the future being like dumbing down their language from like, oh yeah, you connect the red wire to the blue wire, then you have to solder this to that, and it's just red one with green one, blue one there, yellow there. It's like a toddler can do it.
Yep. Actually, no, Miles O'Brien would like that, wouldn't he?
He would.
Just put the green in the red.
Yeah, it's done.
There, it's done.
Yeah.
Shut up.
No, problem solved, innit? Easy. Simple as.
I heard someone describe Miles once as just like, if you ask Jordy for a problem, his response about an engineering problem, he says like, well, you recalibrate and you rejigger and everything else. You ask Miles about it, hit it with a wrench.
Yeah, it works, didn't it? Geordie had it easy though.
Yeah.
Geordie worked on the Enterprise, which was the flagship of Starfleet. So the best tech pretty much. Miles O'Brien worked on a Cardassian station which integrated Bajoran technology, Starfleet technology, and old Cardassian technology together, and he had to get that shit working consistently all the time.
Are you suggesting that Geordie actually wasn't like Starfleet's best engineer and was just on a cushy assignment?
I'm saying he was fine. He was a solid engineer. I'm just saying Miles had a way harder job. Like he was a hero at Setlick 3. Was Geordie a war hero, Mikey? No. Geordie was just an engineer.
Was Geordie a blatant racist?
Maybe.
I don't know actually. Did Geordie ever have a racist story? Miles had several.
Well, you bloody cardies, isn't it? Bloody cardies.
Because he's Irish, he probably called them cardigans.
He definitely called them cardies, which I thought was...
No, it was a joke. It was a joke, because Irish people wear cardigans.
Was that a thing?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Is there like a special...
It's made out of wool to tie back into the pre-show.
Oh my God. Hang on, is there like a special cardigan store? Or do you just get them from any old store?
You can get there are specialist cardigan stores.
What's the specialist cardigan store?
I think they're different ones, but they only sell cardigans.
What's the main one?
And Shannon Airport. Shannon Airport has one called Green Mills.
Green Mills cardigans.
Yep.
I mentioned Matt before. At some point, I think he wants to go over to Dublin for a holiday for himself. I'll have to tell him to go and buy. Well, it's something to do, isn't it?
Dublin. It's like.
Well, I don't know.
Nothing happening here.
Well, it's easy to get a flight to Dublin, and then from Dublin you can have a look around and see Irish things. I don't know. I've never planned to go to Ireland, but I'll tell him if he goes. I'll try and get him to go to Green Mills and buy himself a authentic Irish cardigan to truly experience the Irish lifestyle.
Tell him don't go to the post office for the love of fuck. Don't go to the post office.
Why would he go to the post office?
I'm not getting into that here, but let's just say there's a post office in Dublin that British people keep going up to and saying the wrong thing about.
What?
Yep, I'll tell you after the show. It's very complicated and has to do with like lots of murder.
What? Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. Mikey, do you want to take us on to our next story, not involving the post or murder?
Go to the post office.
Yeah.
It must be a blue moon because I'm getting something I want.
Yeah, this happened pretty soon after last week's episode as well, right?
Yeah. Metagate, who went really quiet there for a couple of years, have revealed a prototype. They've revealed prototype images of G05 Red Fantasy.
Oh, interesting
name. Which is a triple changing shatter. So we do get to see her in all modes, not colored or anything like that. The jet mode looks a little squished.
Yeah.
Looks a little cute. And it's got opening canopy or cockpit, whatever you fuck you call it when it's a plane. The sport, what is the car mode? Is the name for it? Yeah. That looks better than I was expecting. I think the jet's going to be the messy mode. Just looking at it.
Yeah.
And the robot mode looks pretty damn on point. It is based off of her third version of her robot mode because she had 3 in that movie.
What? Really?
But yep.
Oh.
Yep. There is the Cybertronian one. There is the muscle car only version, and then there's after she scans the jets and gains the wings and stuff like that.
Never noticed that.
She's got 3 different robot modes. Her and Dropkick, but very accurate to the movie design. I have mentioned before I'm quite fond of Shatter. I hope this is good and not crazy expensive. I bet it is. But yeah, so Andy, what's your take on Metagame? I don't know what else they've done.
Yeah, that's what I meant when I said what else have they done, because you kind of felt like you were hinting that they had done other things, and I was like, I don't remember the name.
I know they've done, well, like, because I remember that they announced this figure ages ago. Okay, so they did the Beast Wars Pterosaur.
Oh, the one we didn't like.
The one that kind of got that big rod up the middle, and had that kind of weird wing transformation.
Yeah, and the sunken face,
but
right?
Yeah, and it was like they made a mistake on the paint job, basically.
That's right.
They're doing a bludgeon. People like that toy though, and they've done a haiku. They've done a movie drift.
Oh, okay. Oh, so they're doing more than I thought. Okay.
Yeah, I know people do like that drift. So,
well, I think for Shadow, there's very few options for it, especially with all 3 modes. A lot of them are just like, here's one or the other. They got the most important mode down, which is the robot mode. Obviously, the car mode seems really nice and solid, panly, but not overly panly. I think it's knowing that it's a triple change, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like you said, the jet mode is. I think the jet mode is one of those things, at least in uncolored prototype images, it doesn't look too bad if you don't look at it too hard. Like if you just quickly glance at it and then look away, you go, yeah, that's a jet. Yeah, that's fine. It's only when you start like looking at it and you look at it from the side and the front, you go, oh, okay, that's like you say, a bit on the messy side. But again, you can't work magic with this, can you? And I mean, what would you prefer?
No.
What would you prefer, the jet mode to be better or the car mode to be better? If you could choose one of them to be the bad one or one of them to be the good one, whatever it is.
With her, I'd go the car. With Dropkick, I'd probably go the helicopter.
Okay.
And I think with Dropkick, if they do a Dropkick, his helicopter is also going to be the one to suffer.
Probably. Yeah.
But like, listen, it's a triple changer.
Yeah. No,
how long have we been playing this game?
Oh yeah, we're not new to the Transformers world. We know that you've got to take an L on one of the modes. Or just be weird like Six Shot and just be like, whatever. Or be like RID Megatron and just be like, whatever.
Six Shot, he's kind of like, this is the mode. Is it? Sure.
And then, like I say, RID Megatron, Galvatron is just like, is this a mode? If you believe it is a mode. And it's like, oh.
I believe in the you that believes in me.
That believes it's a thing. What thing? Bat, car, tank, hand, elephant. Mammoth. Oh, yeah. Mammoth is a little bit more intimidating
Ostrich.
than elephant. Ostrich.
There's an official ostrich.
That's right.
Mode.
No, that's actually a really cool mode. I remember seeing it and be like, that looks great.
Ostriches are terrifying.
What couldn't you say? Like it's one of the modern day Velociraptor birds, the ones with the blue necks and the horn on the cover. Yeah. Because they're dangerous as well. They'll fuck you more than an ostrich would. Like an ostrich will dance at you to try and have sex with you. This thing will just knife you.
Yeah, because it's got a razor claw. Yeah, a big raptor claw. It's just like, hello, good day, kick.
I've seen like an Australian who I think has one, and he has a riot shield. So when he has to go into its pen, do you know the guy I'm talking about?
Oh yeah,
and he tries to kick you. Like, go on now. Like, oh, what a lad.
They kick through doors. They're perfectly capable of kicking through a door. They're insanely strong.
Yeah, well, yeah. Good times. Cassowaries, don't fuck with them. But yeah, Red Fantasy, interesting name. I would have called this one Red and done like a sexy version and called that one Red Fantasy. You know, if you wanted to sell the extra one, the triple X version. But yeah, this is good. I'm interested to see how it comes out painted. Hopefully, it'll be a little bit better than at least what we felt about the pterosaur. But there's very few options to choose from, so this is nice that it's out there at the very least. Will you buy it though? Because you do want one. Well, you know,
I do
this
want
character.
one, but I don't know how much it will cost, and I think it will be outside my range.
What would be the end point where you'd be like, I'd spend up to this point, and then more than that would be no?
Maybe 120.
Ooh. Yeah, because we don't know how big this is, do we?
No, but it's a triple changing third-party figure.
I mean, I imagine it's masterpiece-ish scale, whatever that means.
Yeah. Oh, aren't they all? Whatever that means.
Yeah, whatever that means. Yeah. All right. Shall we move on?
Let us move.
All right. I'll do the Doctor Wu stuff, and then you can do the two stories that you pulled up today. That'll do. So Doctor Wu are doing the DW-E22 space disc, which is G1 Cosmos, and the DW-E21. I said 22 space disc, right? 21 is Turbo, which is Ramjet. These are color variants. There's also these are what they were. And the ones we've got shown today are the Shadglass version of Cosmos and Ramjet, G2 Ramjet. So this is the E22M and the E21B. And there's also Pathfinder, which is E22B, and E21S, which is Sandust, which is GoBot Pathfinder deco for Cosmos, and G2 Sandstorm for Ramjet. So I guess we can go through these guys. We'll start with Turbo and Heaven Eye, whatever it is. Basically, the Shadglass Cosmos, I like it, but it is just Croc. It is Croc's color scheme on Cosmos, which it's a great color scheme.
Yes, it is.
It's a little weird to see.
Yes, it is.
What do you think of this set, Mikey? I think this is a very cool looking set. If I was to get one of them, it would just be this set, because I think it's visually striking. Interesting.
I would get this set, yes. This would be the one I would get.
Yeah. I do feel annoyed a little bit that it is Croc's color scheme, and it's the hand weaviness of just going, Shadowglass. It's Croc's color scheme.
Shadowglass.
I know. You know. I'll take it.
When I think Cosmos, I think Croc.
Yeah. I mean, I think the color scheme works really nicely on him. It's just strange. It's a strange choice to do this for Cosmos. But yeah, Shadowglass, who cares? What do you think of Sandust and Pathfinder? I think if they would since they're doing Pathfinder, I think doing a different molded head to give more of a GoBot-y feel, a separate feel, would have been good.
Yeah, that would have been nice. That would have been very nice.
Obviously, they were never going to do it, but it would have been nice.
No, I like how Pathfinder looks. I don't really. I've never liked Sandstorm.
Oh.
I quite so like if I could get Pathfinder on their own, that'd be kind of nice. So yeah, that's a half and half for me.
The problem with Sandstorm for this version is they haven't gone whole hog and they haven't given him the camo. And for me, because I used to collect the Army Micro Machines back in the day, if you remember them, I used to have a lot of the desert ones and a lot of the desert planes. So I'm used to planes having desert camo on them and quite like that look. And it's got those colors, but it doesn't have the actual camo on it. Not that I think it would do a huge amount, but I also thought it looked interesting visually. But Pathfinder is just like, it's Nemesis Cosmos in my eyes.
Dark Cosmos.
Darth Cosmos. What happens when Cosmos is left alone in space too long?
He's not gone evil. He's just painting himself black so he blends in more. No one will find me here.
No colors anymore. I want them into black.
He's just zooming by. It's
crawling in my skin.
You never see him, but you do hear him.
He's always playing the classics.
It doesn't even matter.
Oh, all the classics from back in day. Yeah, so the first set, not too bad. Second set, not as much of a winning set. But we've already got 2 repaints out for these guys, which is quite quick. And they're going to use the Seeker mold again, obviously, for the other jets. So, I wouldn't be surprised.
I would assume so.
Yeah, XL Hedge says if Shadowglass Cosmos has cross colors, shouldn't he be a transport master permanently stuck in vehicle mode?
Ooh, that would be an interesting idea.
Also, XL Hedge mentioned when you said you hadn't eaten Oreos. What do you mean you've not even had an Oreo? You haven't even had a McFlurry or Blizzard from McDonald's or Dairy. We don't have Dairy Queen. I don't think
Yeah, Dairy Queen's not a thing here. I don't really like ice cream.
Oh, whoa!
No, I've never gone like McFlurry.
Whoa!
Too sweet.
What do you don't like ice cream?
Too sweet. It's too cold. I have sensitive teeth.
Oh my god! So Mikey's evil. This is Shadowglass Mikey. He doesn't like nice things, apparently. It's like ice cream. He does like a lovely cardigan, but he doesn't like that. So that's and we're learning things about you today. Not good things, though. Cassius335 said, still a cockpit when it's a plane, I believe. There you go, Mikey.
Okay, thank you.
There you go. Mikey.
I have learned.
Do you want to take us on to the stories that you presented me? Oh, sorry, there's one more Doctor Wu story. Yes. It's Doctor Wu Prime Commander, which is Micromaster scale, which I assume the other 2 were. And the new variant, the DWEO4D, which is Green Bape. And even worse, EO4E Eva. So, Bape, I think, is them harkening back to the days of, hey, Mikey, do you remember MP10? Do you remember every version of MP10 that ever came out?
Ape.
Yeah, Bathing Ape.
I remember those. Those were almost good.
Some of them were, almost good. I
never got an MP10. You know that. I've never owned an MP10.
Me neither.
I thought about it with some of those color schemes that they got weirder, but I never got one.
I think those weird color schemes got more expensive, though, because they were exclusive to Japan and a weird store.
Like based off shoes?
Was it shoes? I thought it was just like a clothing
One
brand.
of them was based off shoes. I know that.
Probably, yeah.
But like, it wasn't just Bathing Ape. It was like other ones.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's weird. So I've got to assume that's what Bape, this green, like, apple Optimus Prime color, like Granny Smith's Optimus Prime is going for. If you
I remember there was a version of the Bathing Ape one that was like camo colored.
That's right, yeah. But again, this is without the camo. Some people might say, but it's got bits of brown, Andy. How can it be an apple? What happens when you drop an apple, Mikey? It bruises. These are the bruise bits.
It screams. It screams and screams. And
Your
screams.
Irish apples are weird. This is why we don't import them. They scare us.
Oh my god, there's so many MP10s. Why am I doing this to myself?
And Eva Mikey is the nightmare that just will not die, at least for you or I. It's Evangelion Optimus Prime, which actually is kind of a nice color scheme. I just hate the thing that's based off of. It does actually look a little... This particular Evangelion paint scheme on this figure to me looks a little bit more like something you'd find in a £1 store. Like this is Croptimus Blime, leader of the Plautobops.
Yeah. I agree with that.
On the trailer, it says Eva only test type, so it's officially tied in.
Considering the trailer. Yeah, it opens up with a little purple roller. I like to think like that's the test type Eva. The original Eva was just a little roller that they tried making an Eva and it didn't work, so they just like ripped out the brains and the heart and stuck it into a little roller drone.
Get in, roller Shinji.
Yeah, just spoilers. Eva's. But no one cared about that because we were too busy having useless imagery rather than dealing with the actual implications of what the fuck you made. Let's have our protagonist wank over a brutally injured woman. I'm so glad he gets his happy ending, or he's strangling said woman at the end of the thing. Yeah. But then there's a reboot movie where they fix it all.
I never finished it because I just didn't care. They took too long. I lost interest.
Did they ever decide Did they ever formally decide if it was a reboot movie or a stealth sequel?
Doesn't that depend on the very last movie?
Remember
that
the
they did?
sea? Remember the whole thing about the ocean?
I don't
And
know.
the ocean's red. I don't care. But
Chat might know. I don't.
oh my god! And then people were telling me. I remember like people saying like it gets so much better and like it's so much more your thing. And I was just like, no, it's not. Because I've seen 2 of them, I think, and I'm just like, this is just the same fucking thing with a bigger budget.
Yeah, it did look
And
pretty.
then the director had a serious bout of mental illness and wasn't able to do the next one for like 6 years. And then he made Shin Godzilla and Shin Ultraman, and Shin Ultraman somehow won an editing award, and I don't know because that's one of the worst edited movies I've ever seen in my life.
And Shin Godzilla was a lot of bureaucracy, which I know is the point, but
oh god,
man,
God Almighty, if I could strangle the Godzilla fandom for not shutting up about Shin Godzilla could beat everyone, because he's actually really shit in a fight.
Mikey,
he burns out in 5 minutes.
He's the Superman of Godzilla's, Mikey. You just like the Goku of Godzilla's. I don't know which one you like the most, but just using that as a stupid
no. Final Wars is the Superman of Godzilla's.
Yeah, so good.
Let's call a spade here. Yeah. It's like no one's beaten Final Wars.
It's true.
He got hit in the face with a meteorite, and it did literally nothing.
That's such a good film. Oh, it's
fun.
My
god.
fun.
Yeah. But I'm not looking forward to Shin Kamen Rider. I will probably see it in the cinema to support the release of Japanese films in cinemas.
Oh.
But I'm not looking forward to it because I think it will be a rapidly cut, edited mess that's a bit overly heavy on, look, I can do blood now. And which has poorly developed characters where the actors are too good for the lines they are giving, because the actors in Shin Ultraman and in Godzilla are too good for the lines they are giving. Those actors were so talented and were given so little to work with, in my opinion.
Cassius mentions that Shin Kamen Rider Shin would be an experience. I think that's true.
Oh my god.
It will be an experience.
Shin Kamen Rider Shin. Ew.
Shin Kamen Rider Shin, Shin. It's all about the shins.
Shin Kamen Rider Shinji.
Yeah, oh no.
Tied in.
Oh no.
Shinji Kamen Rider.
Mikey, do you want to take us on?
That's what this is all leading to.
Oh my god. Do you want to take us on to the next bit of news? Because I don't think we've got anything to say about these primes, really, apart from what we've said.
It is prime. So, TransArt Toys have revealed images of BWM09 Metal Yellow Leopard. Now, TransArt is an interesting one because they started off as a knockoff company where they scaled up a few things, but they've basically moved into doing completely original sculpts now.
Yeah.
So this is Transmetal 2 Cheetor. We see it next to the original toy, so for anyone who's saying like it's a knockoff, how Hawaii?
Oh, no.
So so this... so these are kind of like what I would say like lower budget third-party figures. They don't... I've handled a few. They don't feel as good as some third-party, but they're still pretty solid.
Yeah.
And this is the weird cheetah from the end of the show. So it has some design things in cheetah mode I really don't like, but that's kind of just what he looked like. The robot mode, again, it has those proportional issues of the asymmetrical hands, the weird head with an opening mouth. But again, like the problems I'd have with this are kind of like problems I have with the original design of not loving it. But it scales well with the Masterpiece Cheetor and the TransArt Transmetal 2 Cheetor. So you do have the option now to have all of Cheetor's Beast Wars forms. Comes with a big gun. That gun can be stored in its back. Presumably we will be getting a black and yellow repaint of this.
For Ravage, right? Yeah.
Yep. It looks really well done. My only thing is it's Transmetal 2 Cheetor, who's my least favorite of the new forms introduced in that series.
Yeah, he's
at least in that season.
Yeah, that design is my just least favorite. It's just also he's really weird as a character because he starts getting really like hot and heavy over Black Arachnia.
Yeah, because he starts doing that when he's Transmetal, and then like he's like I'm now an angsty teen. I'm angsty teen Chior.
Yeah.
Rawr. Rawr.
Like,
If I had hair, I'd be sweeping it.
I like it's fine for his character development because it's like he's growing up, but it's kind of really awkward as well. It's like, oh, please stop, Cheeto.
And it's like, it's not quite development. It's just kind of like, well, now that we hit a button and I'm a new person, which they kind of do in Beast Machines as well, to be honest. I have a problem with Beast Wars Season 3 in general, and people look at me sometimes like I've grown an extra head, but I think it's a little bit of a mess in comparison to Season 1 and 2.
Season 2, certainly. I think, like, Season 1, they're figuring out what they're doing. Season 3 just seems all over the place. Like, Prime's out of the season.
People tell me it's, like, brilliant.
Oh, yeah. Because they can't do anything
What's depth charge? Why depth charge? Tigerhawk? The Transmetal 2s kind of just come out of nowhere.
What is
like the
Tarantulas?
Thing?
What are the
Vok? Who knows? Why is he a dragon?
I don't know.
But like, I'd say maybe there's a couple of like ongoing storylines, but like it's still well written, the individual episode mostly. But yeah, you could really feel the hand of Hasbro on it a lot more than you could for the other two seasons, I think, which is weird considering the first season so handed Hasbro that they couldn't get rid of Waspinator when they wanted to. They had to have him in every episode, despite the fact that early on they hated writing for him. But yeah, I mean, I know they've got a Transmetal 2 Dinobot on the way, or at least in production at this stage, which I really like that design. I think that toy is deeply flawed, but I really like that design, and so I'll be really interested to see what they do. I'm sure they're going to try doing some of the other Transmetal 2s. Black Arachnia. They did Black Arachnia.
Yeah, I think I've missed out on my time to get Rat Trap and Black Arachnia and stuff, but
you can get RC.
Well, no, it's more because of like I still haven't sorted out PayPal. I wouldn't want the RC anyway. Let's be fair, I wouldn't want RC.
But it's like Black Arachnia, but it's pink.
Very, very, very pink and white. Yep.
But Andy, I mean, you are someone who, you know, we both. I have nice things to say about Transart. I think you've got nice things to say about Transart.
Yeah.
I think they did a Beast Wars Transmetal Megatron, which everyone loved.
I mean, I have it.
Would you? Yeah, it's a great toy. Would you be interested in having this?
It would be low on the list just because, like you say, it's I don't love the design. I don't begrudge them for doing this character because he is an important character in the series. So of course you do him. It's just not one that I would be like, oh, I need it. Like Transmetal 2 Dinobot, like you say, I'm like, yeah, I really like Transmetal 2 Dinobot. Still waiting on Tarantulas, by the by. I'm still wanting them to go a little bit weird and do like Silverbolt or Quick Strike. You know, I'd like to see.
Oh, I'd love a Quick Strike.
Yeah, because bless Quick Strike. I like his toy a lot, but he is made of a lot of translucent plastic. I'd say he's like, like maybe
the tail isn't translucent.
The Cobra head is translucent plastic, apart from the underside.
It is.
Yeah, I'd say he's like
you're right.
75% translucent plastic or more. He's a lot of translucent plastic. So to get like a really good Quick Strike would be nice. I mean, if they wanted to be really cool, I don't think they would because it'd be stepping on Hasbro's toes. If they wanted to be really cool, they could do an Inferno. That'd be pretty neat.
Cool.
Cartoon accurate, we'll call it. Cartoon accurate Inferno. But I don't see it happening.
Cartoon accurate Inferno. Yeah. I want Scavenger. I want Inferno 2. I want Transmetal Inferno.
He's really
I want them to go into the designs from like the toy line for characters.
Just do the weird ones, like
so many.
Yeah, like Transmetal 2 Waspinator, this Transmetal 1, whatever.
Yeah.
The Waspinator one, the one that turns into a plane.
Or Pterosaur.
He's not as good,
but
but
he's weird.
Sure.
No, he's not, but you could fix him.
Yeah, he's got a jet ass, like his entire ass is a jet.
See, this flying thing turns into something that flies.
Yeah, why not? Sure, go for it. Do the weird Infusos like Injector and the lizard one and the Tortuga? What's the whale rhino? The whale elephant.
Torka.
Torka, that's his name. Yeah.
Torka.
I have the blue version, the Beast Wars second? No, Neo. I have the Beast Wars Neo version.
Yeah.
The one that won't explode.
The one that won't explode.
Yeah, he's really nice. I like him a lot. I like him. Like you said, these are not like the top tier kind of feel, but I'd say these figures feel way better than Hasbro's figures at the moment, like significantly better than them. They're definitely worth the price. Because they're relatively not expensive in comparison to third-party figures either. So they're big too. The masterpiece scale, whatever that means. Actually, no. To be fair, these are masterpiece scale, and we know they are because we see Cheeto, and he's kind of in scale with his other iterations. You want to see them do Beast Machines after this? I'd be interested. Can they fix Beast Machines? Because I don't think they could. I don't think they could do that.
I don't think that's humanly possible.
No,
because those transformations are not humanly possible.
No, they literally go. They go inside of themselves, and an entire new model just kind of explodes out from them
with different proportions, different everything.
Yeah, the only ones that kind of sort of work are the Viacons. They kind of work mostly, you know. XL Head says, really hoping for an affordable-ish Transmetal 2 Megatron. Yeah, I wonder why they haven't done that yet. I'm assuming they're just kind of building up to them. We could get a cool Transmetal 2 Tiger Hawk. Which would be nice.
That would be cool.
Maybe they'd be cool and do a repaint of him into Razor Claw. I'd be down with that as well. Yeah. Oh, man, imagine they go on to Beast Wars second. And then Neo. Yeah.
Transart just will not stop.
Just do the Beast Wars stuff, because no one else is really. Third party wise. No one else is doing them, so fuck them.
True.
Do it. What's the next story that you dug up for us, young Mike Well?
Yes. So Fans Hobby have revealed colored prototype images of Destroyer and Fright Storm. So these are two figures which are the same dude. One is Dreadwind and one is I can never remember, is it Hydra or Buster? Buster, thank you. So one is teal, gray, and purple, and one is red, white, and purple. These both, this is just to show like the comparison how they've turned out, and this is just, you know, showing the headmaster, the Power Masters as well. These both look really, really good. I wouldn't really be able to pick which one I'd want in terms of colors. There's nothing. I know which one you want because you are masked off horse. Yeah. But I think it's just like it's Fans Hobby, usually very good quality, and like it's just fun. You know? Really nice to see. These are going to be $130, and they're out in July and September. Master Force is out first because that's the way they do it. People keep telling me that's not how they do it now. I'm just like, yes, it is fucking how they do it. They do Master Force first, and then they do the G1 version. Why is this so hard for you to get? But yeah, no, I think it looks really good.
Did you see
what are your thoughts,
previews?
Andrew?
A quick question. Did you see the preview, like images, the teaser images they did either this week or last week of Tidal Wave? They showed like top-down shot of the airplane carrier and stuff like that.
Yes,
so Tidal Wave's coming, which he's looking pretty good. Where's Hasbro's? You know, just saying. In terms of this though, yeah, I still would really like to get myself a Buster. I'm not sure I'll be able to, but yeah, I definitely would like to. I think these guys look neat, and I think getting a Hydra and a Buster again would be quite cool because I don't see Hasbro doing a mainline version of these figures anytime soon. Obviously, these images are again not fully painted up, so Buster for some reason has a completely purple face, which he won't do when he gets a full release because they'll get the grey paint in the right spots and all that jazz. But yeah, I think he looks cool. Looks very cool. Like them both. Yeah.
Take us on then, Andy.
Right. Well, Tree Zero have shown off the MDL X Starscream. We've had a full reveal. Now, I'm guessing this is a new line or something because I don't recognize it. The pre-orders for this are going to be going up on the 17th. and these are going to be. This is going to be an 8-inch figure. It's going to be $80, not pounds. I'll read the blurb as well. The MDLX Starscream stands 7.8 inches tall, or 20 centimeters tall to the top of his wings, and is equipped with 30 signature die-cast alloy and engineering-grade plastic internal frame. Well, all right, Gundam, calm down. With over 50 points of articulation. Accessories include 2 interchangeable faces, 1 detachable back wing system. Interesting. 2 detachable null ray cannons, 2 detachable 30 original design blades, and 4 pairs of interchangeable hands. The aircraft back wing system can also attach on the back of MDLX Optimus Prime, which is sold separately, of course, recreating the classic scene from the original cartoon where Starscream pretends to be Optimus Prime. The null ray cannons and blades are detachable and reattachable to the wings. So, it's another fancy high-end Starscream figure. I guess this is to go along with. Are these the small? Well, these are the smaller ones, aren't they? It's like
these
the
are the
Bumblebee.
smaller ones. So like, there's Bumblebee, Optimus, Megatron are the only ones out so far, I think.
Yeah. Well, what do you think of this guy? Because he's got some interesting feet, I would say. Almost like
base
high
design.
heels.
It's got that like movie meets G1 vibe. Looks very expressive and very, very poseable. The feet are weird.
Yes.
The feet are unavoidably weird. They don't look super sturdy. So I hope he's able to stand up easily without a stand. I like the face sculpt, both face sculpts. The null rays I don't like.
What don't you like
They do
about
very
them?
much look like they look like rifles that are jammed onto his shoulders, and they look like they're very much designed to be handguns rather than null rays, which is something different. I'm also not crazy about the original blades because they don't look like blades. They again look like little handguns.
Oh yeah, they're weird.
Like I don't love them. The removable wing pack, so you can replicate that one scene that for some reason Masterpiece decided to replicate as well, is an interesting idea. Like, I'd never, ever, 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 ever make use of it. Apart from the fact, like, if you could repaint the wings, it'd be kind of cool to have an Optimus with wings. But, like, hey, they're thinking outside the box, and easy cross-line gimmickry. Shame he doesn't come with, like, a Megatron gun or something like that.
Yeah,
which,
that's like the classic Starscream accessory, really, isn't it? Small Megatron gun.
Or like, I'm trying to think, like, is there any other like Starscream-esque weapon from a different generation that would be kind of neat?
Crippled Dr. Arkeville in a wheelchair.
No, thank you. But like maybe null rays based off of different incarnations would have been better than the 2 extra blades, like animated null rays or something like that.
Oh, Galaxy Force null rays, that'd be fun with the swords built into them.
Yeah, or like, yeah, that would be kind of cool. Yeah. I think it looks decent. I don't love it. I've seen these up close, and they're not like they're really good quality, and they're hefty toys, but just like. Yeah, I don't think I'd go for this myself.
Do you think these designs would work well for like a video game or something like that?
Oh yeah, these are like very good video game fodder.
Yeah, they're detailed and
like,
greedly, but not like they're not like too plump.
Yeah, and it looks really well done. Like, it really looks really well put together. Like, it looks like an excellent figure. It's just like, it's not for me.
That's fair. Yeah, I think they look good. I think we can again just kind of nod the hat and go, yeah, Thundercracker, Skywarp, more than likely. Heavy possibility. I don't.
Some of them maybe these days.
Yeah, like going that direction and doing like the Red Wing and stuff like that. You go, oh, okay, let's not go crazy and be New Age / Hasbro. Let's just do the 3 and then maybe move on to the cone heads and then ignore the rest because we don't really need them. I guess they only do that if like they start really selling, right? If these really sold well, then maybe they'd move on and do the other color schemes as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these are.
I remember when Sunstorm was like important for like those 5 minutes.
That's what got me into comics. Yeah. Yeah. He was a thing though. for like 3 issues.
Dreamwave did something right, I suppose.
Maybe. But yeah, anything else to say on MDLX Starscream? Is that you tapped?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, all right. Then take us away, Mikey, with fighting and forging.
Oh, yeah. This is weird. It's going to start with that. So Netflix Games, which I didn't know about, is an app that you can get where you can play games using your Netflix subscription. Over 50 games are available. It's included with your Netflix. It can only be played on mobile devices, but there's no ads, no in-app purchases, no extra fees. And so, for some reason, they've decided to take on the mantle of Transformers Forged to Fight. This was a beat 'em up for your phone, which had apps and had ads and had in-app purchases, which shut down there on the 23rd, not the 23rd, January 13, 2023. After 5 years.
Wow,
which
it's been
still
that
shocked
long.
me. It went on for 5 years.
Jesus.
So now it's been picked up by Netflix, and they are going to host their own version. Now, it's going to be a little different. Since there are no app purchases or anything like that, now when you play the game, if you want to unlock things to get energy on, you basically have in-game missions, which I'm hoping are a bit more generous than, obviously, a free-to-play game. You do not have all the characters you used to have, but you do now have Deadshot and Chromia. Chromia, I know. Deadshot, I don't. I thought it was Dead End, but I don't think they show up in the trailer. I watched it there a little while ago. Let's see.
Well, Dead End is in the trailer, but maybe he's called Deadshot for legal reasons?
There's a big red fella. Or is that Megatronus?
I don't know.
I think it's Dead something. If I was going to get rid of one of the words, it wouldn't be that half. But anyway, so so this is going to have, like, if you were playing this game before, none of your progress will be carried over. This is a brand new version of it. Can only be done in your apps again. It's downloadable right now.
Wow.
So will not have every single character. So this is basically a trimmed down version with a couple of new things. I suspect the roster is going to be quite a bit smaller. But yeah, 5 years this went on for. Did you know Angry Birds Transformers is still going?
No, I'm kind of surprised.
It's still being updated.
Is like Netflix doing this? Just like, is Netflix picking up a load of mobile games that are just like dead, just to get stuff onto their quote unquote gaming platform area?
Possible, very very possible. I'm not looking into it because it's Netflix and I don't really care that much.
It's fair.
But it would not shock me in the least. But like, I'm always shocked by how long these games last, because like, how
people pay them
on Earth. Like, let me
people
see.
put money into them, I guess.
Yeah, but like Transformers Legends. Well, how long does that go on for?
That was the card game one, right?
Yeah, Angry Birds lasted so fucking long. Like, it's still going, and like Angry Birds started in 2014.
Oh my god! So 10 years next
year.
It's
been going on. Yeah, Angry Bird Transformers, and I'm just looking at the character roster they have now. It's huge. Where like Transformers Legends game ran for 3 years, and Transformers Earth Wars.
Is that the base building one?
That's still going. 2016 that started.
Oh Jesus!
Also has a huge roster.
Wow.
It is actually shocking to me how long it went on for. You can also bring in, is that G.I. Joe? G.I. Joe is now in it.
I've got nothing. These are not my games. Weird. Let's just say it like that. I would not do these games. It is interesting that they continue. I'd much rather like a new real game came out. That would be my
or just buy can we get Activision to agree for a short-term license so we can just cut hold of the War for Cybertron games?
That'd be cool. Yeah, like a remaster or something.
Never going to happen.
No,
but
no.
Hey ho, Andy, take us on.
All right, let me move you on, Mikey. We're moving on to Everybody's favorite country, Saudi Arabia. They're to develop the world's first Transformers indoor entertainmento system. The development group of Saudi Entertainment Ventures, or Seven, have decided to sign an agreement with Hasbro to develop the world's first indoor center based on the Toys Giant Transformers IP. I'm just going to read this verbatim because, there's not a huge amount of visuals to go with it. Seven has partnered with AOA, if I can read properly, a leading immersive experience design and production company to develop exciting Transformers attractions to cater to people of all ages. The first Transformers attraction, covering over 10,000 square meters, will debut at Seven's entertainment destination in Riyadh Al Harama. Is that right, Mikey? You're the language expert.
You're asking. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'll leave this one to you.
Well, leave it at that and say that that's close enough district. I don't know. Additionally, 2 more attractions will open at other 7 entertainment destinations. These ride-based attractions will feature state-of-the-art rides and captivating environments, immersing guests in the action-packed world of Transformers franchise. The visitors' experience will be complemented by branded retail outlets, shops. Just say shops, specifically developed merchandise, exclusives then, as well as themed food and beverages, creating an immersive Transformers universe. Abdul Al Dawood, which is Chairman 7, stated, "We are delighted to once again be partnering with Hasbro to bring this iconic brand to, I almost said Klingon, to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, not Klingon."
The Klingon of Saudi Arabia, that one Saudi Arabian Klingon.
I'd be on board. I'd be down with that. The House of Martok, bring it on. We continue to cement our position as the national champion of the kingdom's entertainment sector, strengthening the entertainment ecosystem with our strategic partnership to bring a wide range of attractions for people of Saudi Arabia to enjoy. And we've got a few concept images. So it sounds like there's a Transformers sort of theme park thingy that's going to be
indoor adventure center.
Yeah. Interesting.
It looks like it's going to have an indoor roller coaster, which, okay. And yeah, it just looks like rides. For want of a better thing, it just looks like rides.
I'll be interested to see what it looks like, when if it eventually comes to the world. It'll be one of those weird novelty kind of things, like the what place was it last week or the week before? Was it Korea, Hong Kong, Taiwan? The restaurant?
With the restaurant.
Yeah, South Korea, something like that. That's a fun novelty. That was like, oh, that's kind of fun to look at. Not something that I'd want to spend money to go to. But I'd like to see this done just because it might be visually quite interesting to see. I don't think this is going to be done to the same production quality or level as, say, like Universal Studios or Disney World or something like that, where they really immerse you in the experience. I think this, from the images, this almost looks a bit more tacky, where it's just like the rides just happen to be plastered with Transformer stuff around it, you know what I mean? Rather than it being, this is just assuming from concept art as well. So how integrated the theme is to the rides and making that a cohesive experience, I don't know. At the very least, it's kind of interesting, right?
No, it's intriguing. Might be the way of describing it for me. It's just like, listen, there's 1,000 of these out there for various different properties and everything else, and it's not like any of this is designed with, like, oh, we need to make something very Transformers-y. It's like, cool, we want to build entertainment center. What's it about? Godzilla. Cool. How many roller coaster designs do we have? We have 20. Okay, I picked design number 18. You'll paint it with Godzilla stuff. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It still feels kind of surprising that this was, like, Transformers was given this kind of treatment. Like, someone wanted to build a entertainment park indoor thingy around Transformers.
But then again, like, it's bigger in the Middle East and China than sometimes we give it credit for. In those two areas where it frequently gets a lot of attention. weirdly enough, it's like here in Japan where it's kind of got the least influence, despite the fact that's kind of the main thing for the toy thing.
Yeah. It's interesting.
And before someone says, yes, I know about Universal Studios, but like it just seems to, like, since the movies came out, it just seems to have become a very big cultural phenomenon in that part of the world.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, no, I'm sure it will be intriguing.
I hope so. I look forward to it at the very least. We have vanished from the stream for some reason, but we'll have to keep going with the show, and I'll try and fix this stuff in the background. So, Mikey, what's the next bit of news to talk about?
Yeah, there is a Transformers fan stream on Tuesday, May 16th, so the day after you hear this podcast in your podcast feeds. Oh, do I have to read the blurb? I suppose I do. Get ready to roll out for the next Transformers fan stream coming in hot. Race over to Hasbro Pulse's YouTube channel on Tuesday, May 16th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time and join BMAC, Evan, and special guest host at 60TF, who I've seen on Twitter and I don't know much about, as they dive into the latest Transformers and RoboSen auto-converting Optimus Prime robot, that smaller version, I believe, new Transformers Generation reveals, and some other goodies for our favorite Autobots and Decepticons.
Yeah.
Cool. So it's going to be some toy reveals, and RoboSen's going to be there, and they're going to be talking about RoboSen stuff.
And it's going to be happening on Tuesday, and you're, of course, hearing this on Monday, presumably, so possibly by the time you hear this, we've already got news to talk about for next week's show, because that's how it usually works.
But cool.
What do you think they'll show, toy-wise?
I don't know. Well, it's a few generation stuff as well. I think you'll get your first look at stuff like DevCon.
No, we've seen
not
DevCon.
There's someone else. They've got a few other ones in the pipeline, I know, that they've announced. I haven't seen yet. But I also think you'll probably get more of those, like, and here's images showing who's going to be coming down the road as well.
Woo.
I think RoboSen will be what this is going to be about, though.
Yeah, I've got a feeling, which I'm not too fussed on, to be honest, personally.
Really?
No, really.
I would never buy any RoboSen stuff. It's really not my thing.
Yeah, we shot on it last week. We could shit on it again, but I don't think there's a need to.
It's just, listen, it must be selling well because they're doing extra figures, but it's just like, it's a market that has zero appeal to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Fair play to you if you love it.
And that's why we'll never be invited onto one of these Hasbro fan panel things. Yeah. Mikey, what do you think of our product that we made and we brought you on especially for? It's shit. All right. Not going to have you back on.
Well, we flew you over here. Yep. And we paid for your hotel. Yep. Give you a complimentary box full of goodies and toys and stuff.
Right,
yep.
Yeah.
Nothing else you want to say? Nope.
No, I'm good, bro. You wanted my opinion. You got it, baby. You got it. Do you want to do the next story as well? Because that wasn't much of a thing.
Yeah. So, from leaks last week, actually that's the thing. Probably a lot of those leaks from last week we'll see official things of now.
That's true.
We now have another leak, which is the Minor Megatron. So this is a retool of Siege Voyager Voyager Megatron into a huge retool. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Into Minor Megatron. So they're thinking he's going to be some sort of convention or Amazon exclusive or something like that. But he's got a new head, which has the big M, and this is specifically Megatron Origins Megatron. He's got the Hazard painting all over him, and he's got a new drill arm piece instead of a cannon, and he's got a pickaxe. His vehicle mode is hilarious.
Is that Megatronius pickaxe?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought it kind of looks like it.
No, it's not. It looks like it, but it's not. But yeah, his vehicle mode is now basically a tank crossbow siege cannon that shoots drills. He pierces the heavens. He has the drill that will pierce the heavens. I think as a repaint, it's actually pretty good, and I like the new head sculpt. And in robot mode, yeah, I mean, it's fine. I think the vehicle mode is hilarious now, but because like, oh my god, it doesn't blend in at all. No. It doesn't even half blend in. I don't want it, but it's funny, and it's just like, yeah, this mold will never die. This mold will outlive your children.
It's going for a while. I mean, we did talk about it last week. Last week we saw the body, but it was missing like I think the forearms and the head. So it's nice to see the head is good. It's like you said, it's a well done head. The shoulders are different. There are things that are different about it, but at the end of the day, it's like, yep, here he is again. It's like, okay, yep, there he is. On the vehicle mode, you know the bit that houses his drill in his robot mode? Is that meant to be a light on his tank mode? Is that what the idea of that thing is?
Maybe it's a sound system. Maybe when he was mining, he was the one playing all the music.
Oh, keeping everybody jolly. Okay, yeah, I could be down with that. I definitely think that like repro labels are gonna have a good time like adding stickers to him to at the very least. His robot mode's visually okay. I think his tank mode loses a lot of its color, so I think repro labels are gonna have a good time like adding more hazard stuff to like the side of his legs and the tracks just to make him pop a bit more. But yeah, this is still very much a sure, okay, yeah.
It is. Yeah. It literally it is.
Yeah. If you want him, you've got an opportunity to get him now, I suppose.
If you've never had this mold before, how have you survived this long?
Hey, yeah, well, I've never had this mold.
Oh, there you go, Andy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you need to get this then.
Have you had this mold?
No, but I'm pretending so no one will sell it to me.
I like the idea that someone's deliberately going to come to your house and be like, Michael, would you like to buy this mold?
No, they just have, but they've got a coat and they open it up and it's like every version in one pot, like across it. You want to buy Megatron?
No.
Megatron for all sizes.
No, Mike, you misunderstand. I said, would you like to buy this mold? And it's just the mold of the toy.
Oh, God.
So you will own it, and Hasbro will never be able to make any more of this figure ever again because you own the mold. There you go.
I could probably sell it back to them. Because it's like the classic Seeker mold. They'll come back for it. They always come back for it.
What you do is you sell back to them, but for no money, but with the prerequisite that make new molds for the G1 Dinobots. For reissues. Just do that. You'll make money, probably. I don't know. Do you want me to move us on, or do you want to do it? What do you want?
I'll do this one just because it's really quick and it's not a story.
But they're possible.
No, it's not.
Possible.
Like it's a complete misinterpretation of what this is. It's a no. Anyway, there's a cast list for the Hungarian dub of the movie, Rise of the Beast, and they gave a list of names, and they then said like, oh, here's the characters, and it's like Nightbird, Wheeljack, Cheetah, RC, maybe Ape-Link, and everyone was like freaking out. I'm just like, surely Ape-Link is either a stand-in name or a Hungarian name for Optimus Primal.
No.
That would make so much more sense than them sticking Ape-Link in. Like, here's Ape-Link. A character who exists from bloody BotCon fiction, who's a repaint of Optimus Primal.
This was such a bizarre story to have on like a front page of anywhere, just because you look at it and you're like, no, what are you doing? These are like the bad translation stories we've covered in the past, aren't they? It's another one. It's another Google Translate.
Yeah, it's just like I mean, Ape-Link is in this. I'll be very surprised, but cool.
Do you notice how with the story they've got like take with a grain of salt until we find a more reliable source? But it's in bold. They put it in bold, like, man, heavy grain of salt.
Grain of salt.
It's like, no, it's not. It's not a thing. Ape-Link's not in this. It's Optimus Primal. Come on.
Optimus Primal, he's a gorilla. So there's that. And the other very quick bit of news is rumor. Buzzwordy Bumblebee is going to be doing a dead press. Because Prowl didn't gray, so I mean, he's just come up with a new head with like a smoke piece.
I really hope so. I hope there's a drill hole in his boob as well, like the shot.
Oh yeah.
What they're probably gonna do is they're gonna do his normal color scheme, but maybe they'll do some like weathering to it a little bit, to look a bit scuffed.
Or like, surely it would be sleep mode.
Well, that'll be the official name. This won't be the official name.
Alternate universe sleep mode prowl.
Are we having difficulty like adding to the studio series of characters who didn't die? So it's just like, oh fuck it, just do dead prowl. Whatever.
The thing for me is that, oh no, this means they could do it for basically every character in the studio series who's in the movie.
Yeah, pretty much. There's a lot of characters in that who die.
We can get a dead Wheeljack. We can get a dead Ironhide.
Oh, do you remember the Starscream that came with the coronation set? Did he get like a dead version?
Oh yeah. No, he didn't. But we can. You can now. Dead Starscream.
What line was he?
Just
in?
a pile of dust. He was studio series.
Oh yeah, they could totally do like the black before he turns to pile of dust. When he's just all blackened in the statue, they'll do that. I can see them doing that. Be like, this is an exclusive. Oh boy.
You're dead Optimus Prime. You're your hero, children.
There has
dead.
to like really okay. I like if they could make this quite fun. They won't make this a fun release, but there's a potential they could make this a fun release by like a few blast effects and, like you say, an energy effect with the smoke coming out of his mouth and you just plug it into his mouth. That'd be quite fun, but I don't see it happening.
No.
I like the idea of it,
but hey, it's fun. Anyway, Andy takes on to the bit of convention news.
Con news for Toronto. For TFCon, we got Venus Terzo, voice of Black Arachne in Beast Wars and Beast Machines. Lovely lady. And over in UK land, for TF Nation, we have Maycat coming to TF Nation, writer on Cyberverse and Earthspark and other things as well. Critical Role and stuff like Vox Machina, Dragon Age, Absolution, etc., etc. So those are our guestos coming to two different cons. That's all of the news, Mikey. That's it. We did it.
That is the news.
Patchy.
Yay.
Patchy. So, of course,
Indeed.
Mikey, I've got to ask you what you've been up to this week, son. What have you done for fun?
What have I done for fun? Well, it wasn't fun, but I'm now caught up in all the Marvel movies.
Oh, God. Which one did you have to watch?
Wakanda Forever was the most recent one, and that movie is too long. That is about an hour longer than you needed that movie to be.
And badly written again. Another one.
I see what they were trying to do, and I think it's nice that you wanted to make the movie. Weirdly, it's a movie about Chadwick Boseman dying, and then he really doesn't matter to the vast majority of the movie.
No, he's sidelined quite quickly is the idea of him.
Yeah, and then, but like, it wants you to feel like Namor's a sympathetic villain, but he's not, because he shows up and one of the first things he says is, I have more soldiers than blades of grass in your land and I'm going to kill you all. And then he kills so many innocent people. Yeah. And then it goes like, yeah, I'm hundreds of years old and I saw white slavers in Central America. Cool. You were also a crazy child who like ripped a dude's face off.
I mean, did you help any of those people who were getting enslaved? Because he could.
Burned it down. Set it on fire. Also, like, lots of stuff don't get explanations, like how they have siren songs or control over whales.
No. Don't worry about it.
Like, Namor's a weird character anyway, but...
Well, he should be. He came from, like, World War II, didn't he? Like, that's where he was originally created, if I remember.
Yeah. But, like, they tried to portray him as, like, somewhat sympathetic, and it just doesn't work. He's not. And, like, he murders the queen, and then he's like, oh, I don't know. I like it with a Marvel movie where they don't kill the villain, but then it kind of ends and that's like, they'll see that we were right. Just like, no.
It's definitely not Namor. Namor's like a really arrogant cock who just really wants to have sex with Susan. Like, that's generally when you think of the Submariner, he's arrogant, he's not a nice guy, and he really, really wants to have sex with Susan Storm. He really wants to.
To an uncomfortable degree.
I think he does eventually, but I can't remember. I think
I'm sure everyone's had sex with everyone. Nightcrawler and Wolverine had sex. But
oh, cool.
Apparently they just someone slipped it into a comic once and the editor didn't catch it.
Okay. I thought you meant Nightcrawler slipped it in.
Probably. But I just wasn't very entertained. I don't think they actually did enough with Shuri in it. Like,
no, she's just there.
She kind of goes from like neutral to sad to angry with very little in between.
I think generally the character of Ironheart's pretty shit because it's just she can do everything seemingly out of nowhere.
The problem with Ironheart isn't that, because like that's just superhero bullshit. The problem with Ironheart is that she was clearly added into the movie at last minute. Because they want to do something with Ironheart, and it just like
I think she's got a TV show. Oh no, we got Iron Wars. Iron Wars is coming up. That's one of the new projects in the future. So yeah,
and it just like cool. We need to use her somewhere. Shuri herself, like Black Panther, she doesn't have a ton either. It's just like the character development is weird in this, and the writing is weird in this, and it's like it's the same writing team as Black Panther, which I actually have a fondness for, which. I don't know why it didn't seem to work. Like something's off. Something's really off with this one. It's really hard to put my finger on it. Like I do have a fondness for Black Panther. It's probably one of the last Marvel movies I have an actual fondness for. But like this one was just kind of like nah, and then
I say they're both
it's
bad.
weird.
I think the first one's better than the second one though, but they're both pretty bad.
Yeah, I didn't love it. I like M'Baku in it. He's fun. He just does not give a shit. But yeah, so apart from that, no anime this week, although I did realize the new Ranking of Kings miniseries is on at the moment, so I really actually need to watch that.
Wait, hang on. Are you going to watch Quantum Mania?
I will probably have no choice but to, yes.
Okay, so you'll be forced to at some point in the future. Okay, fair enough.
I mean, that's how this Marvel catch-up happened. I was forced to.
Yeah, you seem to be forced a lot to watch like nonsense. So I'm sorry, Mikey.
Yep.
I'm sorry,
but yeah. So I need to watch the Ranking Kings anime. That's airing.
You said
at
it's
the
a
moment.
mini series or something. So what's that?
Yeah,
about?
It's only 10 episodes, I think. Only 10 episodes. It's not apparently. It's basically been made to keep the show in your mind while they're developing season 2.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough. Is it meant to be good?
No idea. I'm way behind on my anime reviews and stuff like that. Apparently, like the top anime this time around is to do with a guy being reincarnated as an idol's baby and then trying to stop her being murdered.
She's got the star-shaped pupils, doesn't she?
Don't remember that much detail.
Yeah, I've heard it's good.
That's the one everyone's raving about.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it.
It feels like I mean, it sounds like cool. We want a isekai without a isekai. But hey ho, I did watch the new episode of Unicorn Eternal Warriors. That I can pretty much say this show is going to be one long story because it's very much a single continuous narrative. Like episode 3.
Oh, I haven't seen 3 yet.
3. It's just like story, and then it ends and just like cool. Like we are clearly doing a long narrative. I would say it's the weakest of the 3 so far. It's still good, but it is the weakest of the 3. Kind of felt it was treading a little bit of the same water it had before, but we do get some stuff like we see the actual witch person for the first time.
Oh, okay.
She a bitch.
She's not pleasant. Are you sticking with the idea that there will be artwork drawn of her?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. It took 5 seconds after we did the show for me to find some.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
And we haven't even seen her face yet. But this one also had a pretty funny bit where they were trying to hide Melinda's face. Emma, Melinda, whatever we call her. Roman soldiers or Greek soldiers, stone soldiers, except they were all naked. Oh. And the gag was that they tried to hide her, and then he uses his magic sword to slice the cocks off of all the stone statues before he let her fight them. And then the statues all look down, look up, and start screaming. It was like, oh, this is very Tartakovsky humor. It's also like he's clearly, I can get away with a little more.
I will say that when I watched not season 2, episode 2, I definitely felt like it's gonna be hard to say if this show's really good because it's so heavily focused on the narrative at this point, and we're going through it.
I think it's a binge watcher.
Yeah, it feels more. Yeah, it's definitely not Primal, which is like you can take it every episode as it is.
Yeah,
but that's fine. It's just a different
even when
style.
Primal. Yeah, oh yeah, and it's like again, like even when Primal got serialized, it was still very standalone in a lot of ways. Whereas this is just like, cool, we want to do one long continuous narrative. That's fine. So many TV shows are doing it now. We have to accept that's just the norm. We'll see how it plays out. Did I watch? Oh yeah, King Odor episode 11 was kind of half funny and then half like, oh, that's not good. Introducing a new character who has a lot of mystery about him. He's going to be the official Sixth Ranger because technically they're already a Sixth Ranger, but he's like not. He's the bitch king. So yeah, lots of like there were some actual laugh out loud moments in it. The action was good. There's a weird speech about poop. On a little bit too long, and I was just someone thought this was deep.
Yeah, I mean, it is still it is still like a show for like kids, so you know, poop's funny.
But like it's portrayed in like a deep and meaningful way.
Funny poop. What can I tell you?
No, not funny poop. Deep poop represents society poop.
Oh, deep like Ian Malcolm saying that's a lot of shit kind of poop.
And you go like, oh, he's talking about the eye. But like, yeah, and like I liked it because he was saying it to Gear and he's going off and making grand gestures, and Gear is just constantly going, what are you talking about? What are you doing? But yeah, so I continue to really like this show. On the other hand, Geets pissed me off. Yeah, if I'm completely honest.
I saw your tweet saying that it's gone back into the cycle, and it's like, really? Again?
So the last time I watched it was episode 33, 34, whatever it was. Buffa had won, and he had now basically said his goal is to wipe out the DGP. So he's got his new superpowers, and he's going to wipe out the DGP, and he's going to make sure that the Riders never exist, because the DGP is ultimately just hurting people. And it was really driven home that the DGP don't look at modern people as human. They are things. They're entertained. They literally do not care whether you live or die because you're not real. You're a toy. And it felt like, okay, they're kind of trying to do Kaito a little bit, and they're not doing it as effectively, but they're kind of trying to do Kaito. And then it was like, oh, Geets is back, and he's going to turn on the DGP, and he's going to like hate them, and he does. He's fighting his own thing. Except what happens is, there is a moment where a character comes in and says like, cool, there's a new desire. It's a dire Royale, last rider standing. Cool. We're going to give loads and loads of riders things, and then there's going to be game missions. And now, by 2 episodes in, there's only named character riders left. The last disposable rider was Naj Sparrow, the weird brainiac guy who didn't really matter when I think about it. So it's like you'll never ever be able to become a rider again, which clearly that's not going to be the rule because right now. Because right now, the only people in there are Geets, Buffa, Tycoon's sister, who's now a rider, and Nago. So, methinks the fact that your 4 main characters are there means that, they're going to lose, because Geets. But, methinks that the rules are going to be broken. But, yeah. My God, I was so frustrated. I was just like, you just... and then you got Nago and Kayla just really... They feel really selfish in this now, because we now know, the DGP are really fucking bad. Really bad. And they're going oh, we need to keep the DGP going so we can make our wishes. I need my wish and I need to save people and everything else. I'm just like, no.
Would you find it better if that idea was taken to the zenith and they were made the bad guys just full bad guys? Not so it was the audience. The perception of them to the audience was no, these are the bad guys now because they're selfish. Would you think it would work better that way?
I mean, maybe, but honestly, what I think would work better is not restarting the fucking arcs again.
Well, what else are we going to do?
I've tried to count it. 1, 2,
Has to be up to 5.
We've done at least 5 or 6 of these.
Yeah. Minimum.
35 episodes.
Did the
And
writer's
we're
strike that's
still
happening in
reading
Hollywood at the
cycles.
moment, like happened in Japan like a few months ago?
No, but it's actually really frustrating to me because like individual episodes are well written and individual characters are well written, but the entire point of a structure like the DGP is that you have to undermine it and show that it is corrupt and then move beyond it. You've undermined it and shown it's corrupt and now you've gone back to it.
Do something.
I don't get it.
Do something new.
I do not understand. It's ludicrous to me that you're going to do it that way. I'm really frustrated with it. I nearly stopped watching.
Oh my god!
Like once, like there were 2 episodes, and I was like, oh god. I don't know. I'm gonna decide how I feel next week. A bit of time might help, but it was aggravating as fuck. To be completely honest, because it's not like bad. It's like it's very different than like when you're watching a writer show and you think the writer show is bad. Like, I don't think this writer show is bad. I just think there was an incredibly frustrating format to it that they should have moved past 15 episodes ago
or more.
And maybe. It really doesn't help because they're in this repeating cycle and Geets has to win every game, even when he loses. There is zero tension with anything to do with him.
Yeah.
At all. He's too perfect. And it really, really undermines anything you try to do with him. And ye are better than this. You've done this better before. It's frustrating, and I really wish, because I don't think they're going to go beyond this. I think when we go into Ultimate Form territory, it's going to be cool. There's going to be another match, and this will be the final match. And Geets will win, and he'll wish for everything to go back the way it was. And also, one thing they're really suffering from is they keep on saying, like, oh, the DGP are about to abandon this world. And, like, the problem is they keep phrasing it as abandon this world, like, wipe their memory and existence from everyone's minds.
Yeah.
And they've explicitly said, you'll go on like we were never there. The problem with that is that, there's people who are dead that could be revived now, and I'm sure it will be because it's just the nature of the show. Revivals are pretty constant, to be completely fucking honest. But you know what doesn't seem like the worst thing to happen is for these guys to fuck off and no one will remember it. Because I guarantee you they're going to pull a Ryuki in the last episode and no one will remember what happened anyway.
Yeah, maybe it'll be a build thing where it's like only 2 characters will actually remember. Geets will definitely remember. Geets will probably be, if there's one character that remembers, Geets will be the only one that does. Yeah. Maybe one
but
other.
It's like,
maybe Buffer. Maybe Buffer dies. Maybe. He sacrifices himself or something to get rid of get rid of the writers once and for all.
Yeah. But I just see it like, you know what? I don't think them fucking off and wiping everyone's memory is a bad thing.
No.
And I know it's supposed to be. Because like it's got to be like, oh, wipe this means we like erase this point in time or some shit. But they're not like...
Everybody's memories get erased anyway, though, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Like... And also weird thing where like the Navigator girl was like, oh my god, are we making them fight each other? Why are we doing this? And she's like, you're part of all this.
You always do that.
This is your job.
For ages. Yeah.
Yeah. You've hurt so many people. Yeah. It's frustrating. It's frustrating and I really wish it wasn't. I really wish it was a bad enough show that it's just like it's a shit show. I don't feel that way. I feel it's just a frustratingly put together show.
Do you feel this trips into, for you, Wizard kind of territory? Because he kind of sounds like he kind of tripped like sort of this for Wizard in some aspects. You know, dropping good ideas, you know?
I think there's that, but Wizard was also badly written.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. All right.
In my opinion, anyway. I know some people love it, but I think Wizard was just badly put together.
Yeah.
But it had great ideas. That's my big frustration about it.
Okay.
This is like, the ideas aren't actually that great.
Wow.
But the writing is competent and solid enough. But like the ideas have all been done in Writer before and done better. Like I said, Buff is essentially Kaito Light.
Lighto.
You know, Yeah, he's Lighto. Ryuki, obvious example. Blade's done this story. Like, even Kabuto's done the story to a certain degree.
Yeah, you'd even say that Ryuki did this kind of concept better, and Ryuki has pacing issues. Massive pacing issues. It has a lot of problems being an earlier writer show, but there was progression. Things happened.
Like, it's frustrating. It is really, really frustrating to me.
Bummer.
But anyway, apart from that, I have been working on the Moon Gundam this week. I have built the core robot. I haven't built the backpack or the stand or the psychoplates.
Ah, you could fart the stand out in like 5 minutes or less. That's all right. Easy. That's a quick job. I said you could fart out the stand in like 5 minutes or less.
Oh, yeah, that's no bother. So, interesting build. Very interesting build. Very high grade. I think when people hear about this kit, right, they kind of picture it as like a real grade light.
Oh, no, it's not that. No.
It is not. It is very much a high grade. It's got some very unusual parts. How the chest comes together is very strange. How the chest works is very unusual as well. It's got like a ball joint combined with a hinge that like works to give it like really free motion, but like it really doesn't, like when you're putting it together, just like, oh, this will never move. But it does. Posability is very, very solid. Like, it's a very solid feeling kit, actually. The legs are very, very busy, and there are lots and lots of parts of them, but it comes together quite nicely. Overall, I'm really happy with the build experience, and I'm really happy with the individual figure. I do want to see how it looks with the full psychoplate and everything else like that.
That's pretty good.
But yeah, no, it's all... Yeah, here's a weird thing. It's smaller than you think.
Yeah, you think it's going to be like new grade big, but it's not. It's not small. It's like a mid-large kind of sized figure, I'd say. It's not small, it's not medium.
The interesting, like, because narratively, this is the Vargoyle that's been modified with a Gundam head and repainted, which is the prototype to the Zazabi.
That's right.
So, I think when people know that, they expect it to be as big as the Zazabi, but like, it's not.
No.
But it's cooler than the Zazabi.
It's a Sinanju, right?
No, the Zazabi. Sinanju is based off the Zazabi.
Right. I couldn't remember. I thought Moon Gundam took place after Char's counterattack, but before Unicorn.
No.
It's the other way around.
Before Char's counterattack.
Okay.
It's before Char's counterattack. It's back when it's supposed to be when Xeon are doing all their weird mech suit development.
Sure. Okay.
Don't ask me about Universal Century's timeline, like for specifics, but I know that this comes first.
Okay. Cool.
But a lot happens in that little period of time, doesn't it?
Oh, it's huge. To be fair, it's Earth and space. Space, big place, so it's fair. Lots of individual stories. It's also the most popular brand, a part of the franchise. So they always keep going back and adding a little bit more here, a little bit more there.
And you have your light souls as well.
Yeah, magic.
Yeah, no, it's not magic. It's science. It's real.
Science magic.
Realism. Realism. Souls are just heavy, and when you go into like low gravity environment, your souls get lighter. That's just facts, Andy.
It's true. It's a good time. You can go.
But yeah, so like the Vargoyle is the Bandai exclusive version, which is the one that gets turned into the Zazabi. But that's
I kind of wanted that because I thought it looked nice. I like the head design on it.
It does, and I don't know if it does, but it should come with a purple version of the Moon Gundam head, because in the Moon Gundam manga, it's the purple version. It's like they just replaced the head at first and then they repaint it.
It's probably just on the same sprue, right?
I think it should be, because like a lot of the parts are the same, so you should be able to build it.
Yeah, I would imagine the new parts are just like on a separate sprue, so it'll just be Moon Gundam injected, molded with the purple, and then like here's the other sprue for the other part of it to make it the older kit, the older suit. I'd guess. I don't have it, so.
But yeah, no, it's a really, really nice high grade.
Was it worth the wait?
Oh yeah, like really, really, really good kit. We'll be looking forward to having it all finished and up in the stand and messing about with all its psycho plates. One thing I wish is that the stand came with more arms.
Oh yeah, you always get to that point where you're like, no, I wanted to do more. You've got this it's a huge sprue that one stand comes on, and there's so many bits, but half of the bits you look at and you're like, one, I don't know exactly what they do, and two, I don't think I'm ever gonna need half of them. It's a real bummer.
Oh, one thing though, no stickers.
No, it's pretty clean.
Yep.
Doesn't
it
it have
needs a bit of
eyes?
paint here and there. Yeah, it has eyes, but no stickers.
Oh, I thought it had eye stickers. Misremembered.
Nope. You build the eyes.
Nice.
There's like a bit in the head that like I've got it panel lined in black, but like there's like when it's in use in the thing, it's supposed to glow green. But I don't really have a green that would suit, so I'm not going to bother.
That's fair. If you want a good green, Moot Green from Citadel might do, because it's quite a glowy kind of green.
But yeah, so I would definitely recommend it, but good luck finding it.
Yeah.
Although there's a new version
time,
coming out.
Is there?
There's a new version coming out. Which is giving it a big ass gun and changing the colors of some bits.
Oh, well,
the yellow bits are going to be green.
Oh well, so at the very least, it might not be the exact one you want, but it's still the same build experience at the end of the day, I guess, right?
Yep. So that's going to be there if people want it.
Nice.
Andy, what about you?
I've not been doing a huge amount. I did some warhammering today. I was gluing some kits together. I've been painting over the week. I've been painting up my demon prince. Also magnetized his head and the other 4, because there's there's the standard demon head for the demon prince, and then there are like 4 other dedicated heads to the other chaos gods. So I've magnetized them so I can swap out the heads and be like, it's special, blah, 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 blah. It's quite fun to paint. I've had quite a good time, and people say it's not terrible, so I'm okay with that at the very least. I think he's come together quite well. Tried to do the what's it called, the slap chop in quotations method of painting, which is where you spray it black, you dry brush it quite heavily with light gray, and then you use contrast or speed paints to kind of give the depth and color to it and whatnot. And it seemed to do quite well. The yellow I had to paint properly, and yellow is still a difficult color to paint. I made a mess, so I went, okay, I've made a mess. I'll just make more of a mess and call it quote unquote weathering. And it's like, yeah, that'll do. That'll do. The only things I need to do now are finish the rock he's standing on. I need to paint his toenails, which is fabulous. Do a few skulls on his rock, and then stick him to a base and base him up. I want to as well try and figure out a way to get the other 4 heads to stick into the base on maybe like paper clips, just so I have them on hand, so it looks like the heads are floating around him. So if I want, I can just, I don't need to keep these heads separately in a separate bits box or something. I can just have them on the standing. There we go. Just swap them around. But I'm not. There's not a huge amount of base space because he takes up quite a good amount of it. So I'm gonna have to try and figure out a creative way of doing that potentially. Apart from that, this week I rewatched. After a long time, I rewatched Tarzan because I was like, oh, why not? I haven't seen it for a while. It's quite fun, It's not an amazing film. It's like, hey, Brian Blessed's in there. I forgot about him being in the film. It's like, oh, I like Brian Blessed. I rewatched. So I got through like 10 minutes of Hercules and turned it off because it was the Greek gods propaganda movie, slating the Titans because they did nothing wrong, and the Titans were just mean, all 4 of them. And I was like, hang on, wait a minute, what's going on here? That's not quite right. So I watched that. A bit of that. Did I do anything else of significance? I don't think so. Yeah, it's been quite a light week, unfortunately, but that's how it go. I've started playing Star Trek Online. Been playing that.
What's that like?
It's free. It's okay. I ran into Captain Nog, which I was like, hey, it's Nog. Oh, that's fun. And Kate Muldoon, old Kate Muldoon.
Oh my god!
I know. It's fine. It's an old game. Obviously at this point, it's like 10 years old or more. I'm gonna keep playing it just to see how it is, but I'm not annoyed by it so far. It feels almost in some ways a little bit like Mass Effect 1 in some aspects, But you do get to fly your ship, and that's quite fun. Again, it's not like crazy in-depth combat or anything like that, but yeah, it's interesting enough. That's what I'd say, and that's it. That's all the goo I've been up to. Apart from streaming with George and Gruff, we did that as well this week for Fluff and Hammer. Mikey,
They all suck.
Oh my god! People in chat, if you've got any questiones for us, you can poop them over, and we'll read them out. Read out a few things that Excel's Hedge mentioned as well. Nightcrawler hit on Rogue until he found out she was his sister. Oh, well, at least he stopped. That's good.
Well, unless it was Ultimate, in which case he would not have stopped because
No.
Nightcrawler and Ultimate was a
Ultimate was a show. It was a comic. It wasn't a show, thankfully. The idol mum was murdered, and the son is out for revenge. And the people are comparing him to Light Yagami. I think that's that show you're talking about.
Oh, you just heard me off the entire thing.
It might not be terrible. It might not be Death Note though. It might
Light
not.
Yagami sucks though.
I know people like Death Note as well, but
He sucks. His plan made no fucking sense.
no, he wasn't very smart. Even though the
He
show
was a
kept telling
dumbass
you,
who had a.
he was.
No, he wasn't. He was
No.
really dumb.
Yeah, I know.
He made so many beginners fucking mistakes.
Yeah, it was the show. It was the show. Mikey, where can people find you on the internet if you want them to? Do.
You can find me on Twitter as Irish Paleo, and you can contact us on Moonbase2 and the Moonbase2 and on Facebook and Libsyn and Twitter and on Patreon and on everywhere else. CC Bunker, whole kit and caboodle. Send us any messages, anything you want to talk about.
Yeah, tell Mikey he's nice.
Also,
Do that.
don't lie to me. Keep your eye out for Squawk Box and anything else we're doing. Yeah.
All right.
What you got?
You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch as Decayed Andy, Rotten Corpse, not 10-year period. You can find us on Moonbase 2 forums, Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn, YouTube is Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. You can head over to patreon.com/Moonbase2 and do $2 each month for the shows that Mike talked about and all that jazz. And we're also ccbunker.weebly.com. Thank you, everybody, for coming into the chat this week once again onto the U of the Tubes. If you want to do that as well, you can come over to the YouTube channel, which I mentioned before. And 8 o'clock every Sunday, if I got that right. Yeah, every Sunday at 8 o'clock in the evening, UK time, you can join us for the show as well. So, hang on. XL Hedge has a question before we sign up. Thoughts on the past few weeks of the shoujo news, Mikey? What do you think?
Yeah, like people move on, people don't. It happens. A company will be a company. I saw the Henya, a few clips from that. They owe some. I mean, it's kind of an open secret. it's big to me, but she's rebranded. Listen, it's still a better turnover than Niji Sanji has.
Oh yeah,
boy. Niji Sanji, I think, lost like 5 people in the last 2 months.
Oh God, really?
Between people quitting, or people just getting caught in some sort of scandals or something like that.
Jesus.
But like they typically lose that many in that period. It's nothing unusual for them. So like I think V Shoujo had a bit of a turnover for what? 2 people left, 1 person came in.
No, 3 people
left. Sorry,
and
1 people
left.
Yeah, 3 people left. 1 people came in. I suspect they probably got a couple of more in the works.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's a bit different compared to Niji Sanji because they already have quite a big company. Like Vishoujo has far less, and Vishoujo really needs those people because Vishoujo doesn't give the talent much. They like when people join Vishoujo, it's the people who join Vishoujo are already big names. They're not like small creators, so they don't need Vishoujo. Vishoujo needs the content creators.
They're either big names or suspicious creators who are totally very similar to big names who recently disappeared.
Oddly enough, all of the Japanese ones are that. Or might be that.
Weird
wink. Might be that.
Might be that.
Yes.
Loud wink.
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like I think a lot of people are getting very worked up about like Henya especially. Or like, how does this reflect the interpersonal relationships in V-Shoujo and everything else? And my only opinion on that is, if you work for a company, that doesn't mean you're necessarily best friends with everyone who's in your company. If you're lucky, y'all are able to sit down at a nice company dinner and not have a fight.
Yeah.
And I saw one person go like, "Well, Pikami was just trying to get a bunch of false hype going by quitting and then coming back within a month's time or whatever it was, and like she clearly knew what she was doing, blah blah." I don't care whether she quit Pikami because she was having a bit of a nervous breakdown or because of people's reactions and then she got talked into coming back, or whether it was all one grand plan. It's a form of entertainment.
Yeah, she's in a company with her, one of her best friends' case on, which I'm, sure that helped.
And something I think is always good to remind you, and I actually saw Fauna did a little clip on this during the week, just like, you gotta remember they're not your friends.
Yeah.
They don't know you. And they have their own lives and see the world differently. And many of them are probably having much sex with their partners, boyfriends, girlfriends, and others. And they're not telling you because in your head they are yours, but they're not.
I like the idea that Fauna said all of that direct. That was all Fauna's direct words. We're all having sex with our boyfriends.
Yep. And you know what? She doesn't know me, so she can't correct me.
That's true.
But like, I'm not saying like anyone listening here has that kind of attitude, but it is still a weirdly prevalent attitude. Not just in the West, in the Japanese fandom either these days.
Oh no, it's everywhere.
Yeah,
I think it's just a part of fandom. That's always been a part of fandom. Like, people have like obsessed over TV and movie celebrities as well. It's just VTubing adds an extra kind of layer of personability to it as well. It's kind of interesting. Yeah.
But hey, I hope that they have great success, and I think it's still a good company, and I think it still does good marketing for the VTubing scene. Yeah, so I think it will be fine. And if it isn't, I think something else will come up again.
I would say the only ones that can determine if it's a good company are the people that are working for it, I suppose.
Yeah.
And they, not everybody's left, so it can't be that terrible, I suppose.
Yeah.
Better than McDonald's.
Yeah,
McDonald's.
And well, yeah, better turnover than McDonald's.
Yeah.
So like, remember, these companies don't have long lifespans anyway.
No, generally speaking. No.
Like, I don't think V Shoujo is going to be here in 5 years' time, in my own personal opinion.
Who hops?
I'm not sure the VTubing scene will still be a thing in 5 years' time.
Yeah.
Just because like it got such a boost from something, it'll never get a boost from that again. Like COVID. COVID was such a blessing for the VTubing scene. It really, really was.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just like, everything else suffers, VTubing succeeds. It was worth it.
Yep. But hey, I'm going to enjoy it as long as it's enjoyable.
Sure.
Miko still makes me laugh.
Hey. Right. Well, thank you, everybody.
Any thoughts yourself, Andy?
Oh no. I mean, I've pretty much said all my thoughts. I'm not really that fussed on it. It's just it's nice that the Pikami is back in a way. I don't like her new model. I think it looks like a generic kind of VTuber model personally, but whatever.
What if we put her in a green dinosaur outfit?
The problem is she'd still look like a generic like anime girl character, even if she was.
In a green dinosaur.
The clothing would look a bit better, I grant you, but it's like generic anime character versus the way more unique look that the Pikami model was. But again, I hope she do well. She'll be fun as long as she's entertained and having a good time doing her job. That's all anyone can ask for, really, having a job that they don't fucking hate and loathe every day. A lot of people don't get that opportunity, so hopefully she has that now. But yeah, that's it pretty much. Yeah. So thank you everybody for joining us for Moonbase 2. We'll be back next week for more transforming things. I guess we'll have a stream to talk about. Hopefully it won't just be Robeson. Hopefully there'll be at least one or two things that we haven't seen before to talk about next week. But I guess we'll see. Mr. White says, thanks for the show, guys. Thank you, Mr. White, for coming on by. I hope you're not ill now, Mr. White. Wagging my finger at you. I hope you've gotten better and are less diseased than before. He's been ill quite recently, so I hope he's better soon. Thank you, Mikey, for joining me as ever.
Dude.
And yeah, we'll catch you next week, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.